Hold up, tankers, welcome back to the channel. I am just here for a good time. Today we are going to be going over one of my favorite tier 10 collector heavy tanks, the American Concept 1B. This tank has been in the game since for the SDRV, so 3 years now. In the game it came as one of the tanks that you won from the Snow Globes 3 years ago in the Christmas event, and still to this day I think it's a great tank. It's definitely had its nerfs and buffs, but I do think that it's currently at one of its best times right now. Of course, the armor profile could be a little bit better, but the reverse track mode is quite nice. And if you don't know what that reverse track mode is, it means whenever your tracks get shot off, you're still able to back up, but you cannot go forward. This does allow you to be able to still get into cover and still play hold down if you had to overpeak someone, who knows, but it's very useful. Anyways, what is the Concept 1B? Kind of a fast heavy tank. You can take positions, you go hold down. Dealing with this guy hold down using his 10 degrees of gun depression, he is hidden. That turret is the only thing going to be poking unless if he overexposes himself with his lower plate. When he's fully playing that thing correctly, that is going to be a hard thing to pen. Of course, armor profile does have a few little weak spots that you can hit, especially this little back part ridge line, where if they're playing like this and you can't fully pen there, you can pen here. And if you do load that heat, you can pen a few more spots available. I believe you can pen these little spots. It says you can't, but I believe you actually can. Yep, right there. If you hit those, you can, but the chances of getting that are pretty small. HE, of course, you want to farm up as much as you can, being able to deal damage. And there are a few tanks that are going to be able to HE other parts of its tank, especially high penetration TDs or heavy tanks. Vickers will probably be able to pen this quite easily with, I believe it's 128 HE pen now, or is that, I think that's the max pen. But definitely take advantage of dealing with this guy with the new Hesh guns and the higher penetration HE guns. Otherwise, this guy in the flat open area, you got a huge upper plate to pen, a lower plate to pen. Sides are quite easy to pen, and the rear is easy to deal with as well. But this tank overall, it's best played with its DPM, hold down, supporting its allies, or even taking the fight fully to the enemy and getting support from other tanks. Alright, just as I said, it had that emergency track, aka the reversibility without the tracks on. You do have a nice amount of hit points. You can boost that, or you can boost that armor to make that turret a little bit harder to pen. But that extra HP does come in handy at times, since this vehicle does catch on fire quite a lot, in my opinion. But that turret, 250mm, is quite nice until you meet those guys with 300 plus pen on their premium rounds. You do have a good view range for a heavy tank, and the concealment and everything, it's not great, it's not the best. But for a heavy tank, I think it's overall, from my experience playing this tank, it does quite well. Damage per minute is amazing. 8.15 reload. Keeping that at 2.8k DPM, which is fantastic. And having a great penetration, in my opinion. That 350 for its heat rounds. Of course, you gotta watch out for those heat rounds going through spaced armor, which they won't work. And then 271 for its penetration is quite nice. Dispersion and aim time, not bad, not the greatest, but that gun depression of 10 degrees and 20 up is fantastic. Having a great mobility, in my personal opinion, this vehicle does get around quite well. Compared to console and PC, I think Blitz has one of the better versions of the 1B. Let's get stuck into the replay and see how this sucker plays in good, bad, and whatever positions you can put it in. Alright, we're going to be on Mayan Ruin Supremacy. It's going to be an all tier X match, which is fantastic for this guy. And I am going to be lagging as well during this game. I decided to finally pull out the Switch again. It's been some time since I last played on the Switch, so this game is brought over from my Switch, and it was a heck of a match, for sure. Of course, recording it on the PC, so I have better quality. Recording on a Switch is terrible. You get like 30-second recording portions, and then you have to put it all together, and it's just awful. But now I can start sending replays over and send them to myself on Discord through email. It's a long process to send it to me. I think my aim's still better on Switch than it is on PC. That aim. So we're up to a whopping 600. Hello there. 998 damage now. We're in this position kind of holding back the enemy in a way. Didn't pin that shot. So we're playing this hold down position. We're using the wall, we're using the hill, we're stopping players from being able to push over from C in a way. It's kind of like putting that element up. I'm here, I can punish you if you're not going to be wise. I'm going to look to help my team with getting that yo. 268's going to get pushed here. Frog, he puts a round into the Frog. Frog now is a one-shot for him, but we're going to be able to put another round into him, making him definitely a one-shot with HE at that point. Sadly, our buddy is going to be going down. I'm going to be trying to get that Sturve out of here. That is a high DPM, dangerous tank. Even though they've nerfed that thing to the ground, it is still a dangerous tank. Looking for the weak spot there. Going right to the side, making him a one-shot. Gonna look for a shot and hit. Nope. Okay. We're in a 2 versus 3. I don't know where the FE is. He should be pushing my rear by now. AMX cleans up the one guy. We're gonna shoot this guy in the tracks, trying to track him. We're just gonna go for it. So you kind of see how playing hold down and just using that DP and constantly trying to shoot and putting yourself in positions where you can aid your team, but also aid yourself in strengthening this tank by being hold down. Up to 4,000 damage here. AMX is a one-shot. We are winning on cap, so really we don't need to push if we were both low on HP, but AMX is determined to YOLO him. But this allows me to pick off another shot, maybe get another shot in. And now I'm just gonna back up, force this guy to poke out. I'm gonna put a track shot now. Now he's a one shot. And he does connect around, but whatever. We are going to be able to win and enjoy a victory. The tank isn't the hardest to learn. If you enjoy the E5 and the Super Conqueror, I can guarantee you, you will enjoy this tank. It's kind of like a mix of both of those tanks combined. But we did end up doing 5,575 damage, blocked 1,620, destroyed 2 of 7, and damaged 6 of 7. Not a bad result, securing ourselves a Confederate medal, a high caliber medal for dealing the most damage, and securing the golden arches with the Mastery Badge Ace Tanker, and a whole nother amount of badges, ribbons, whatever the heck you want to do. Earning ourselves a huge amount of credits earned, as well as XP with that ×4 booster, and some items for whatever the events are going on right now. And yeah, definitely helped secure our team that victory. Definitely had a fun team being able to try to support each other, and, well, they did a good job farming off some of these guys and doing what they could. So I was very happy with this result. I was happy with my own results. Personally, what do I think about this tank? It's a great tank. I think it's worthy of any playstyle. If you want to learn how to play a heavy tank that's hold down, has the ability to back up, which is a forgiving thing if you tend to get tracked a lot, or over peak, and you get your tracks knocked off. You're able to back up and secure yourself a position again to play hold down. That's really the main thing that's forgiving about this, and I think it's kind of broken to be able to have that reverse ability for this tank. Because you make that mistake, you're going to go, okay, if you're smart enough, you're going to go, okay, I'm not going to do that again. I'm just going to play super hold down, make this person try to poke me. I got 10 degrees of gun depression. I have a great turret. If they don't know where to aim, I'm going to out-DPM them. How this tank plays. And, of course, it's a tank that's used in comp occasionally. And so if you're a newer player who wants to experience a competitive tier 10 heavy tank, this might be the tank for you. If you want to be a casual player who makes great credits, has a chance to get some nice damage games, and have a faster, heavy-ish tank, this is the tank for you. Of course, it doesn't get sold very often. Actually, it got sold maybe a few weeks ago. Absolutely love this tank. I would recommend it for any player who wants to learn this style of heavy tank. It's definitely worth learning, and it will definitely, once you figure out how to play this tank and maximize its abilities, you are going to see an increase in your stats. Anyways, y'all, take care. GG 07. See you on the battlefield.